Testing 1 2.
Testing. Testing.
Testing 1 2.
Testing. Okay, the sound's too up.
Turn it down a little bit.
Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakathum to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shema Alataba Hashem Yahushai to the sisters. We are the SUBCRIBE, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. And today is the Sabbath service. And today the topic is going to be having faith in the Most High. Now, the reason why we're talking about this is I know a lot of times brothers and sisters may struggle with the temptation, enduring, just going through all types of things, loss of loved ones, losing your job, people walking out on you, a lot of things, right? But it's very important that we hearken onto the Lord's voice and we stay diligent and endure until the end, because we're going to be going over a couple of accounts in the Bible where the Lord gave out an order. There are those who listened and there are those who did not listen. And for those who do not listen, horrible things came upon them. So today we're going to be reading out of the book of Genesis, chapter 6. We're going to be talking about a few things. We'll be talking a little bit about Noah. We'll be talking a little bit about Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't want to give it away too much. And we'll be going over why it's important to have faith in the Lord. So I'll give everybody a quick moment just to tune in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Greatly appreciated.
Touch my soul with this class, huh?
Salakia. I'm trying to touch everybody's soul. Salakia. We on YouTube?
Yeah, we on YouTube.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not seeing. Oh, there we go. Shalom, Lord in Christ, Adawan. Priest and Officer of 5,000, Shabal holding it down in Nevada.
Hey, Shalom, Adawan. Like it. Yabba Shabba Shabba.
Okay, we can get started. All right, we're going to be getting started with the prayers. And with that, Amijam, just me and the brother up here.
Barely came back.
Sorry.
La Yasharala,
Which is Hebrew for to Israel. Sorry, face me.
What happened? Hey, Shalom, what's going on, man?
Actually, that's the one. Sorry, face me. Amajim upon Yahakodam, which means to stand and face the east. And we're going to be getting started with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak with Ka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratiza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathanyanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Habawatnawa. Hasalaknawa. Habawatinawa. Wala'ah. Tabayanawa. Banasaiwan. A ball. Hawashinawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala'ala. Watapara. Awalanyam. Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Baba Kashai. Nathanyanawa. Hakak. Lapa'ah. Call. Makala. Makal. Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Ha. Matazariah. Hakak. Lahakwayim. Hamathiah. Hakak. Al. Rakawat. Hatama'ala. Lagara Shum. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water. Aman. Hakak, the power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa
Yahushai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazab Ya'ah. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapim. Ha Saranyim. Ha Kwatazayoyim. Haka Yayoyim. Waha
Akwathiam.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
The water.
Amen.
The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayunya, All, Haharyam, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'im, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratiza, Ayatun, Lamawat, Regolka, All, Yanawam, Shamorka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayasham, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamorka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al-Yad, Yamyamka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarath, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'apka, Wabawa'apka, Ma'itha, Wa'ai, Iwalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
The
out
Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
all, Damaya,
Damaya,
Laka,
Laka,
all,
all,
Takarash,
Lakarash,
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Tashakwat,
Tashakwat,
all, Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awayibika,
Yibika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawam,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
I'il,
I'il,
Amaka,
Amaka,
Ya'ayamwa,
Ya'ayamwa,
Sawada,
Savada,
Waita,
Waita,
Yaitazawa,
Yatazawa,
I'il,
I'il,
Tazapawiyaka,
Tazapawanyaka,
Amorwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Warakakidam,
Magoya,
Magalia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Shum,
Shum,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Naitazawa,
Yatazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Ayaka,
Maryath,
Variath,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarwathwa,
Aliyah,
Adiyah,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa,
Wa,
Yashamai,
Yashamai,
Alayam,
Adiyam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagoyam,
Wa'agariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wayamawan,
Wamawam,
Wayamalak,
Wamalak,
Palashath,
Palashath,
Am Yeshabia,
Am Yeshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zorawai,
Zarwa,
Labunya,
Labunya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamudyam,
Kamadyam,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'a,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyam,
Kayabyam,
Banakol,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Kayashwan,
Shad Marwa,
Nashabawa,
Bayan,
Vaya,
Dara,
Dawa,
Hayawa,
Hawa,
Daman,
Ama,
La'a,
A'a,
Dama,
Dama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yadmawa,
Yamawa,
Kairab,
Karab,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakaza Ba,
Wakatazol,
Wakatazal,
Manai,
Manai,
Kol,
Kal,
Nasayakamwa,
Nasilakama,
Ashor,
Ashar,
Amorwa,
Amarba,
Yarasha,
Narasha,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Ath,
Ath,
Nawath,
Nawa,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kagogala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapunya,
Lapanya,
Rakuwa,
Takawa,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'ira,
Taba'ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wa,
Wa,
Kalahaba,
Kalahaba,
Kalahat,
Kalahat,
Haryam,
Hayam,
Kun,
Kun,
Daradatma,
Daradapma,
Basa'iraka,
Balasa-Irika,
Babasa,
Wabasa,
Wapafka,
Wapavka,
Tabahalam,
Dalabalam,
Mala'a,
Malaa,
Panyahum,
Palahum,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakwashwa,
Akwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahaw,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Bahawa,
Ad Ya'ai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Dawa,
Dawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahaw,
Yahawa,
Labaka,
Labatka,
Al Yawan,
Alawam,
Al,
Al,
Call, Harasa.
Haratazam. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people
against thy people
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come
Come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them
from
off
being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be. Come
come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a
that
nation.
the name of Israel
That the name of
may be
Israel
no more remembrance.
may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They are
thee.
confederate
The
against thee.
tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the
and
Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gebal
Gebal
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and
the
Amalek, the
Philistines
Philistines
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of
Assur
Tyre.
also was joined with them.
So also was joined with
They
them.
have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of
at
Kison,
the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb
and like Zaid.
and like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all the princes as
and
Sabbath
as Zalmunna,
and as Armuna,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
Let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of God in
the
possession.
house of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
as a stubble before the wind,
as a fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute
with
them
thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid,
make them afraid, afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth. Okay, you may be seated. Let's get the most high hand. We're going to be starting out of Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. As you know, if you don't know already, we go over the first 7 verses in the Hebrew. We go into the English and give the breakdown. We'll be going over a couple of accounts today. We'll be talking about Noah, talk a little bit about Noah, and we're also going to be talking about Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm not going to talk about exactly what happened yet, but I'll save that for as class continues. But the whole topic of this class is having faith in the Lord, and we're going to show you in these accounts as the reasons why. So Genesis chapter 6, verse 1.
Okay, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, and verse 1 in the Hebrew. So I think I'm on the wrong page. That's right. All right, very good. No, this is okay. This it's why ya kaya hakal adam la rab I'll panya da naha waban wath yaladwa lahan raha banyan laha yan ath banwath dan kaha tabath hana kwawa lahan nashyan nakal ashara bakarwa anar yaha wa la yada wan racha ya ba dan la ai lun basha gan hawa bashar Waha ya Yaha Yawa Salakia Yawan Yawa na aha wa I sharayan shana hana paul hana paul yan ba bunyan laha yan al bana wath ha'adan waya lad lahan na haga baryan ashara I walan anashya hashan waya ra'a yaha waha kaya rabaha ra'aith ha'adan ba'a rataza wakal yataza ar naka shabath labwa rakwa ra'ai kala hayawan waya na khan yaha waha kaya I shaha ath ha'adan ba'a rataza waya ta taza ba Allah Salaki al lab labwa waya I nar yahawa anahaha ath ha'adan ashara bara thaya na'il panya naha na'adan id baha naha id ranash wa'id I wap hashanayan kaya nakhan thaya kaya I Aish Yatan. That's it.
Let's clap it up. All right, we're going to be reading out of the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. Not to get too off topic, I just want to give a brief breakdown on that. It said that the sons of God saw the daughters of men. So there's a distinct difference with that. There's a distinct difference because it says that the sons of God, who are the sons of God? If anybody knows. Most definitely it's Israel. Okay, because who did God give his covenant to? Name me 3 people. Name me 1. You don't know? Okay, let me see if this jogs your memory. Abraham. Who else? There you go. And what was Jacob's name changed to? You just said it. No, not that before. So when I asked you Israel, there you go.
All right.
So yes, so those are the children. Like you said, we are the children of God. It says, saw the daughters of men, and they were fair. These were heathen women. This is what I'm implying. And they took them wives of all which they chose. Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those times. Now, to get out of that Christian mindset, when it says that there were giants in the earth, it doesn't literally mean giants like Jack and the Beanstalk type stuff. Like that's not what it means. Giants can be used in a term of, I'm trying to think of like the right way to say it.
Joe Biden.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'll give hints. There you go. Okay, I hate using him as an example, but Joe Biden today would be considered a giant in this world. Why? Go ahead. Well known. So what's like a word for that? Like what do a lot of people praise today? Starts with a C. Like what's like another word for that? The word I'm thinking of, it starts with a C. Not clout. Okay, the baby is a what? Which is a
Celebrity.
yeah. So like I wasn't trying to give it away, but you were on the right track though. A celebrity. So when it says that there were giants in the earth, these were celebrities at the time in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in onto the daughters of men and they bare children to them, they became mighty men and were of old men in renown. So it says right here in verse 5, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So at this point in time, the Most High, it says that it repented the Lord, like he is, what's the word I'm looking for? He's disappointed about the creation of man and woman on the earth. So it says in verse 7, and the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. It disgusted the Lord of what he was seeing.
So like if I made too with that, you know what I mean? Because it would seem as if like, you know what I mean, the Lord changed his mind about what he created. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Lord repented as far as like he changed as far as how they were acting. You know what I mean? Like he made man to serve him. But they at that time period, you got to understand the wickedness. Like look at today's time period right now. You know what I mean? No one gives a damn about the Lord at this time period. Everybody just wants to avoid all the troubles that they see today. I mean, everybody's just wanting to, you know what I mean, turn up and, know what I mean, get smoke weed, and you know what I mean, everybody's kind of like what is it called? Self-medicating. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? In a sense.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's self-medication. You know what I mean? Like people are trying to heal themselves from their own trauma. You know what I'm saying? At that time period, the Lord made us to serve him. Like we were supposed to serve him and serve him wholeheartedly to the point where it's just like, okay, you know what I mean? He had to separate and make a specific man that you're going to be the one that leads, you know what I mean, what I do. But everybody that came after him was doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody that came after him was doing like they were doing everything that the heathens do. You know what I'm saying? Like what we do today. We follow the heathens, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Halloween. Everybody getting set up for Halloween right now. You know what I'm saying? So these things they make the Lord upset. They like because they have absolutely nothing to do with our culture and what we do. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, he regretted that he made us. I wouldn't say that. That's going a little bit far. He regretted of the actions that were taken. You know what I mean? Because now we were in a position where we were able to understand and do what the heathens do. But the Lord didn't make us for that. You know what I mean? The Lord had Adam for us to serve him wholeheartedly. We weren't doing that at that time. So much so, I would say you can really compare it to this time period, because so much so to the point where the earth had to be destroyed, just like it needs to be destroyed today. Exactly. Otherwise, we're going to destroy ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, everybody will be, either way, we're going to be destroyed anyways, because of how wicked and how unrighteous we are living today. We're going to be destroyed regardless. The wars that are going on and everything like that, like, you know what I mean? If you get to see how it is when a heathen runs this place. You know what I'm saying? You see what happens to the world. You see how the ocean is. The ocean is completely decayed with trash and garbage and oil, and you know what I mean? It's just completely it's a waste. It's like the ocean is supposed to purify itself, but it can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the air. Like walk outside right now. I mean, San Bernardino is probably the most polluted place in the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, I've seen some others. It's sad.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of others.
But
too.
if you go out here and then walk up a hill, you'll see how bad our air is. Like you could see it's a fog, literally over us. You know what I mean? And you can't even see past it. So the world is corrupted, and it's so bad to the point where it needs to be replenished, just like it was in that day. I mean, the world was corrupted. Like we got to stop seeing it in like a Christian way and seeing it like, okay, well, you know what I mean, they were just they were not praising the Lord. Now, this is not just praising. They were doing wicked things. They were doing homosexuality. They were doing idolatry. They were doing
it's everything you could think of today.
Everything you can think of today. And it was lawful, just like it is today. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it from that perspective. But Salaki.
Nah, everything you're saying was right. Like there was a lot of wickedness going on. Like just like to briefly go over what you were saying, like wickedness is, drugs, sleeping with other men's wives, homosexuality, like anything that you could probably think of. So the Lord was definitely upset about what was going on. But something happened. So we're going to get into verse 8. This is verse 8 in the book of Genesis, chapter 6. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord saw Noah and was like, okay, this man right here, he's a little different.
Right.
Right. So let's continue. Verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. Verse 10. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also the earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. You can say that to today's day and age. I'm getting tongue tied. What's going on today? What's been going on? War? Ain't nobody a stranger to war.
You see what the oppressor be doing. The oppressor rate wages war everywhere he goes, not even just in this country, in other countries also. You know, one of the funny things that I hear all the time is that America has this way of glorifying America's military forces and saying that, you know, they're made to protect this country, right? They don't really tell you is that they're invaders. They're invaders because they invade other countries for their resources. You know, how are we protecting our country and we in other countries messing up stuff? We're taking people's oils, their resources, and things like that. Why is it that we had to go somewhere else? What was it? The Hiroshima bombing. You know, it's destruction, it's war. Okay, and it's been war for as long as we could probably remember. So this isn't anything new. Verse 12. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood, rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. So this right here, this is the Lord giving Noah instructions, right? He's giving him instructions. Why is he giving Noah instructions, though? What did we read before? It said that Noah was a just man and he walked with God, right? But there was wickedness all around the land. And the Most High was going to destroy everything. But he's telling Noah to build an ark. He's giving him instruction. So let's continue reading. Verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, with lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make. So he's giving Noah instructions to build this ark. Verse 17. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. Them shall be male and female. Not to get too off topic, but for any of those LGBTQ community people, like Salagi, I gotta talk about it real quick. Those people that, oh, you know, there's more than one gender and all that stuff. No.
Right.
Male and female, man.
Right.
You look at everything. Male and female.
Right.
Birds, male and female. Lions, male and female. Humans, male and female. You need a male and a female. I'm just saying. Matter of fact, hold up. What California do? Those unisex bathrooms?
Right.
Unisex, but unisex for, I'm against this, obviously, but unisex for how many genders? Two. Oh, okay. I just Salakia. I just wanted to clarify that before we continue.
You were not to let that one slide.
Salakia. I cannot let that slide. Salakia.
Right.
My whole point being is, okay, right here. The Lord flooded the earth, right? Salakia, if I could, I don't want to give it away just yet. Okay, we'll keep reading to verse 22. I don't want to give it away just yet. Verse 20. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come. 2
Right.
shall come unto thee,
Right.
to keep them alive. 2 of every sort, male and female,
Right.
come unto thee to keep them alive. Because you need a man and a woman, you need a male and a female to procreate. I'm just saying.
Right.
Don't listen to me. This is what the Most High said. Verse 21. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Now, verse 22 says, thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, so did he.
Now, I don't want to give it away.
Go ahead, just do it.
Okay. Okay, I ask a question. How many days did it flood? How many days did it flood when the Most High flooded the earth? Just guess. Just give me a number. I'll give you 2 chances. Just guess. Just any number.
40. Oh,
Say it again. 40. Clap it up for me.
yeah.
Ready.
40 what
days.
though? 40 what? Right.
You had it. There you go. Salaki, if I could. Because I want to prove it also. I believe, yes, Genesis chapter 7, verse 17. I don't want anybody to think I'm just making this up. You got it?
Yeah, I got you. You said 7 and 17?
7 and 17. Genesis 7 and 17.
All right, the book of Genesis, chapter 7 and verse 17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth, and the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters.
So there you go. There you go. Like you said, 40 days. If it flooded, you gotta imagine. Let's just take a breather real quick. Okay, it flooded 40 days upon the whole earth.
Right.
The entire planet. Like, we see floods today, like hurricanes and storms and stuff like that, and it'll flood like a city. Everybody remembers Hurricane Katrina. There's a lot of hurricanes that happen in Florida. Right. There was just a whole flood on the East Coast not that long ago, right? Now imagine that, but greater and across the entire planet. That's what the Most High did. Okay,
so like if I may too, like I mean, what you get into is so heavy because even at that time period, because we're talking about the faith of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? At that time period, it wasn't even raining. I mean, rain wasn't even existing at that time period. So for them to see that was a wonder. And I just feel like, you know what I mean, what we're going to see in this time period, we're going to see a wonder happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a wonder that happens because when Noah was building that ark, didn't nobody sit there and expect anything to happen. They were just looking at him like he was the crazy man in the town. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, there go Crazy Joe over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy no. You know what I'm saying? It was because it wasn't just rain, it was geysers too. You know what I mean? Like coming out from beneath the earth. You know what I'm saying? So all these things happening at one time, and you think that, I mean, there would be a sign of, oh yeah, well, shoot, I need to get my stuff together. Nah, this just came. You know what I mean? You see Noah doing this thing, but you think he crazy, so you know what I mean? You still doing what you're doing. You ain't worried about it. You just like, okay, just like how people see what we doing and they think we crazy. You know what I'm saying? You think nothing of it. There's no signs out here. I mean, but honestly, everybody is getting signs already to show that this is the time. Right. This is happening right now. You know what I'm saying? At that time period, you know what I mean, that rain came out of nowhere. The rain didn't even exist at that time period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This was the first day it rained, and this was the last day for everybody except for 8 people. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think, you gotta put yourself in that situation and try to experience that. You know what I mean? Because people really think that they have time for grace, and grace is running short. Grace is already telling you that you got it, by a snap of a finger. I can end all of this in one day. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take the times of what happened during the time period of Noah and stop BSing and playing around when it comes to what's going on with this truth. You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High is done with seeing these people rule this earth. You know what I'm saying? He's done with that. He's done with that, but he's given us a short period to get our stuff together and stop doing the stuff that we do. You know what I mean? Snap up out of it and get on our feet and do what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So we have to send this message out there And it takes what we're talking about today. It takes faith. It takes endurance. It takes you gonna experience some stuff that you never experienced in your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's up for you to be able to endure that and still get that message up out there, because at the end of the day, the Lord is calling his people right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's done and tired with these fake camps. He's done and tired with these false doctrines, this false narrative of who he is and what he's capable of. You know what I mean? He's tired of that. You know what I mean? And it's that time where it's just like, okay, how much longer do we need to snap up out of this mindset of that? Oh yeah, we got time, we got time, we got time. Like, these people didn't have time. Once that rain came, they snapped up out of it. They just saw, like, okay, it's serious now. Now I need to change. It's too late. You know what I mean? The doors of the ark was already closed. You know what I'm saying? You can't get on this bus now.
And Salakia, if I could, what you're bringing out is so heavy because, here's the thing. I want to bring out two things. So number one, the reason why I wanted to start with Noah specifically is because everybody knows about Noah's Ark. Everybody's heard about it. You know, they got movies, all types of documentaries. Like, he did such a great wonder and all these things, right? But like you brought up before, like, as Noah is building this, of course, there's people that's doubting him. They like, oh, like, what Uncle Noah doing? Like, what, you building an ark? Well, it's about to rain. Like, it's about for 40 days and 40 nights about to be a flood, man. You tripping. Whatever. You go do you, whatever, right?
Right.
So, but even throughout all that, Noah stayed diligently and he listened to the Lord. He did everything that he was commanded to do. Think of, put it like this. The ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, this is figuratively Noah's Ark. Spiritually. Like, because
That's a fact.
right here, we're within one body.
Right.
Now, we're telling other people, hey, you need to change your ways. You need to stop eating pork. You need to stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Stop being a whore. Stop being a whoremonger. Take responsibility for your women. Stop doing drugs. Stop smoking weed. Yada, 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 right? We're telling them these things, and you get one or two responses. You have the brothers and sisters who do hearken onto the Lord's voice,
Right.
but then you got the ones who don't want to listen.
Right.
They want to be doomed with the rest of the world. You get my point? So, but the thing is, destruction is going to come upon this nation
Right.
at some point.
Right.
But the thing is, if you follow in the Most High and you're listening to the instructions that He's given you, just like how Noah did,
Right.
you're gonna be fine.
Right.
If your family's listening to you and you in the truth, your family's gonna be fine.
Right.
But everybody else, and like you said, when that day comes, the thing is, we do have time. The problem is that we take time for granted.
Right.
Okay, because we walk up, brothers and sisters wake up every single day thinking like, oh, it's whatever. Like, I'll be good. I've been smoking my whole life. Like,
Right.
I'm 55 years old. I'm still kicking. But you had cancer like twice already. So you get my point. So it's just we take a lot of things for granted, and like you said, it's gonna come that day where that sky gonna crack open, and Christ gonna come through, and our Lord is gonna say, he's gonna burn this place down. You get my point?
Right.
And then I guarantee you, at that point, everybody's gonna be looking for them brothers on the street. They're gonna be looking for them crazy black and Hispanic brothers on the street talking about, you need to change your ways.
Right,
like,
right.
where they at now? What's all them funny things they was wearing? Them what they try to call them tassels. That's what they try to call it in the world. But fringes, that's what they're actually called. Look what happened on the border of Mexico. When our brothers went down there, that was a wonder to most people. Like,
Right.
remember what the reporter said? She said there were, I love the way she said this. There were black and Hispanic men dressed in clothes that we have not seen before.
Right.
It was a wonder to people.
Right.
Who are y'all?
Yeah,
like,
let's give them a hand
real quick.
because they gained a lot of souls after that.
Yeah,
too, you know what
man.
I'm saying?
Like that, but get my point. Like, it's gonna come a time where we're not gonna be able to do that anymore.
Right,
And if I could,
right.
I want to go over specifically Matthew chapter 24, verse 38.
Right.
Because we talked a little bit about Noah. So right here it says in the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 38, for as in the days that were before the flood, this is before the flood happened, they were eating and drinking, marrying and given in marriage until that day. Until that day. Okay, so at this point,
What
just like
would that be? What does that
what,
mean?
what does that mean? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to answer it. If you could, real quick. Okay, Slakia, what's your name, brother? Avant? Avant. Okay, Slakia. Okay, Avant. So, what do you think that scripture means right there? They was partying, right? They just
What else? What like bring it home though?
I got you. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 38. So remember, this is before the flood happened. So for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until that day that Noah entered the ark. What does that mean to you?
Right. They were living their regular lives. They didn't know they were doing what they usually do. I mean, they were eating, they were drinking, like it was a regular day for them until that day came. You know what I'm saying? It was a regular lifestyle, just like it is today. You know what I'm saying? Until that day came. People are going to get caught off guard. And I mean, there's too many signs to show you that I mean, this place is about to come to an end. Its expiration date is on the way. You know what I mean, so
Salaki, if I could, I just wanted to keep reading off of that. So it says in verse 39, this is what we're getting to. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right.
Who the Son of Man? Who's that? No. Who is the Son of Man? Who's that referring to?
The Son of Man.
The Son of Man. That's referring to someone.
It's like a title. Like they saying, the Son of Man. So will the day will the Son of Man be. So the Son of Man is going to, in that day of, like how it was in that day of Noah, when people were eating and drinking and celebrating and being merry at that time period, so will the day of the Son of Man be. So what is the day of the Son of Man?
When it was referencing the women, weren't they like the white women? Weren't they like?
No.
Okay, Slagi, if I could. Okay. So okay, I know what you're thinking of when I was saying the daughters of men.
Yeah.
So okay, that was the heathen women, but this is different. So the Son of Man, this is a title to somebody very specific.
In this chapter, Son of Man could just mean a man. That's like how we say, "What's up, bro?" You know what I mean? Or what's up? Like, because even in the book of Ezekiel, he was considered Son of Man, but it just means a man. You know what I mean? But who humbled themselves into being put in a man's position, and you know what I mean, doing the ultimate sacrifice for man.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
you
I kind of gave you the answer, but
yeah. Nah, you good. You good.
Nah, but okay. In certain Salaki, if certain scriptures, when they say Son of Man, it's really referring. Sometimes it's referring to Yahushua. This depends on what the context is. You know what I'm saying? When they sometimes it's referring to Yahushua because we refer to the Yahushua as the Son of Man because he's humbling himself in a man's position. That's how you get the difference between us and Christianity. Christianity says that Jesus is God. You know what I mean? Yahushua is God. So Yahushua humbled himself into a man's position. He says, he's the Son of Man. You know what I mean? Like he's just a man. He's a man. You know what I mean? He's not God. He's not above God. He's a man. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you see the Son of Man, you automatically have to refer it to Yahushua. But in certain contexts, you just gotta focus on the context. It's really easy once you start reading it and you see it. You know what I'm saying? But this time period is saying that so it should happen in the days of the Son of Man. So that's prophesying something. You know what I'm saying? So if it's prophesying something, the day of the Son of Man is Christ. When he comes back, it's going to be the same thing in those days. People are going to be drinking and celebrating and being merry, but you know what I mean? Christ is going to come in like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be people are going to be caught off guard, is what it's pretty much saying. They're going to be caught off guard because you prolonged and you ignored the Most High enough, and you wanted to do what you wanted to do. You wanted to sleep with so many men to the point where you was going to get on your feet and get that OnlyFans money. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to gang bang long enough to the point where, you know what I mean, it's time for your demise instead of your enemy's demise. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to do drugs long enough to the point where, nah, you ain't got an OD, but you still about to die. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting caught off guard because you were so captivated in your lust, and you were so distracted with what this world is today, that it just comes out of nowhere. And that's why we have to be super, super, super diligent, because we got signs today, which is great enough already. We got the coronavirus, we got the damn, you know what I mean, the war starting. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of things happening that Christ said that was going to happen before he comes. You got those prophecies happening, but you don't never know. He might just show up today. He might show up tomorrow. He might show up next year or 10 years from now. Like, you don't know when it could be. All you know is that it's happening now. The end is starting now, because the nation is falling. You know what I mean? The nation is falling now. As their nation falls, our nation will rise. The same thing that happened in the days of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? As their nation fell, we were rising up, and we were getting our, I don't want to say independence, but we were getting our blessing as far as getting out of our captivity. So this place, you can see that it's fallen. So as it's fallen, you want to stay as diligent as possible and not slip up, you know what I mean, at this time period, because the day could happen at any day. You never know. You never know. You know what I mean? And like it said in this chapter that the priest brought out, like, you know what I'm saying, people were unaware, and they were caught off guard. So you want to put yourself in a position where, you know what I'm saying, I'm not about to be caught off guard. I'm about to serve the Lord to the most high, to the highest right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be any day now. It could be any day. You never know. Or it might not be, but you never know. So it's a lot.
Now, if I could, real quick, because everything you brought out was heavy, I want to go over another account in the Bible where somebody had to listen to the Most High, and if they didn't, then okay, we'll just get into it. So we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 19. Let's see where I want to start at. I don't want to go over the whole chapter. There's somewhere specifically.
Which one?
And Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I think you're looking for. So like it.
You know what? We'll go over the whole thing. We got time. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19. We'll go through verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. So these are the two angels that came to Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot right now is showing them hospitality. Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, both old and young, and all the people from every quarter. So I'm pretty sure people have heard this one before, but we'll go over it real quick. So verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Now, right here, when it says that we may know them, you'll see this a lot throughout the Bible. Sometimes when it says that we may know them, or to know someone, like to know a woman, is to lie with her, to have sex with her. So right here,
man,
these
people, these men,
Right.
sexual deviants, whatever you want to call them, pedophiles, whatever, they wanted to have sex with these men. Okay? They wanted Lot to bring them up out of the house so they could have sex with them. Now,
Young and old.
young and old,
God.
but it gets worse. Okay, so Salakia. Before they lay down, okay, Salakia. Both old and young, all the people from every quarter. Verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them, to have sex with them. Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. And he said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Remember, there was wickedness in the world in the time of Noah also. You see what the Lord did at that point. So let's continue. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man, meaning that they have never had sex with a man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. If I could, just real quick. So right here, Lot is trying to save the angels. Right now, I just want to bring it out. I'm not condoning the way Lot right here in this specific scripture right here in verse 8, the way he was trying to save the angels, because realistically, okay, he probably thought he was doing the righteous thing right there, but realistically, you got to think, okay, these are sexual deviants, man. First and foremost, they want men. They don't want no woman. They want rod. All right, I would say something else, but I can't. I got to keep it as PG-13 as I can for the sake of the video. So they wanted to have sex with these men, right? Lot is trying to bring out his daughters, like, look, they have not known men, here, take them. I wouldn't do that with my daughters. I'm just gonna point that out right now. And this specific time frame, Lot was trying to protect the angels.
Was he protecting them or was he protecting the people who was coming against the angels? You know what I'm saying? Like, Lot already knew what they was capable of.
Man,
maybe he was trying to protect, you know what I mean?
Either way.
Yeah, like
we'll read what happens after this.
Right.
So now this is verse 9. And they said, let me see. Okay, I'll make sure nobody had no questions. Okay. Verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. So now they're telling Lot right here, right? They're telling him, like, you need to bring them out here.
Right.
Because if you don't, we're going to deal with you worse than what we were going to deal with them. Right. They were trying to rape them.
Yeah.
That's what was going on. That's right. Okay. Now they're telling Lot, if you don't bring those men up out there, we're going to get at you. Mm-hmm. So it says, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. You got to think of how violent this is. These are people swarming Lot's house. You get my point? They're trying to bust through the door to get at these men. Just to show you, like, the disgusting lust that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah at this point, right? Verse 10, but the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house. These are the angels. They pulled him into the house and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. So the angels just made all these men, and Lord knows what else was there, blind. At the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So of course they made them blind so that they can't find the door. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place. So now here's the important part right here. So the angels are telling Lot, they're asking, do you have anybody else here? Like anybody else other than you, like family, friends, anything like that? Get them up out of this place.
Right.
Okay. They're warning him. Right. And this is why. Verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. So they're telling Lot, we're going to destroy this place. But they're trying to save Lot. And not just Lot, Anybody that Lot can save. So this is what Lot does. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, sons-in-law, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But hold on now. It says, but he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. So his sons-in-law were looking at him like, what are you talking about? The same way that they look at us. When we go onto these streets, when we hold our classes and we're warning our brothers and sisters, you need to stop doing these wicked, evil things because death is going to come to you. Destruction is going to come to you. This place is going to burn down. So like, if I could real quick, can I get that precept? Woe unto a nation that was built with blood. If I can get that.
Con, that's Habakkuk.
Yeah, it's Habakkuk chapter
2 and 12.
Yeah, I think it's 2 and 12. Before I continue, I just want to get that real quick. I think it's Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Let me see real quick.
Matter of fact, before I continue, when you get that, I'm gonna get. I'll get Romans 12 and 2, but then we'll get back to Genesis.
Yeah. Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Okay.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity.
So who does that sound like today? That's America.
Right.
That's North America. Okay, they built this entire land off of the backs of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian slaves. Matter of fact, not to get too off topic, ain't what's his name? Christopher Columbus? Ain't that coming up? Ain't Columbus Day coming up on Monday?
Day.
Yeah, now you know.
I thought they canceled that.
Yeah, now they try to mask it over and call it, what is it? Indigenous People Day.
Wow.
That's what they try to.
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful. They did it like a few years ago, I think.
Man.
A few years ago, but a lot of them still call it Columbus Day. Why are we celebrating some conquistador, some conqueror, some colonizer that killed off over 100, who took part in killing over 100 million Native Indians, man?
All right.
Like, come on, man. They brought diseases to us. Okay. Took our women. You know, they took our women and put them on slave ships, took turns with them. I'm not going to paint too much of a picture with you, but then they put them out on display. They took them and put them in Europe, put them out on display like an animal, naked, in front of other Europeans, Edomites, Esau, the so-called white man today, and said, hey, look at these beautiful women we got after they're bruised and battered. They said, go get you some. You go get you one. Matter of fact, we got y'all. We'll go get more. That's what can you read it one more time for the top, Baba Kasha?
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by establisheth a city by iniquity.
What does woe mean in the Bible? You don't know what it is? Okay. I know you know. Okay, if I could real quick. So woe means destruction. So could you read just the first line? But instead of saying woe, just say destruction.
Destruction to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Right.
It's like I should say death and destruction.
Death and there you go. Destruction to this nation.
Right.
Now, if I could real quick, I'm going to read Romans 12 and 2, and then we'll get back into Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You got to change yourself. You got to show it. You got to prove it. Okay, be not conformed to this world. We're talking about the world that we live in right now, Babylon. Okay, don't conform yourself to this because you've seen. Well, okay, hold up. Before I give it away, you'll see what happens to those who chose to conform with the world. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, let's go to. Okay, we left off of verse 14. Okay, I'll read that one more time. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 14. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. They mocked him. Same, like, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, destruction? What you talking about? Like, I was just chilling here for 20 years. Like, what you talking about? Okay. So it says in verse 15, and when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Verse 16, and while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, Lot, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee. There's a reason why I'm emphasizing that part, and I'll get to that in a second. Neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto. So they're giving them direction, like, okay, go to this city, all right, because the Lord has mercy upon you. And it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one, and my soul shall live? And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Now let's see. Let's go down to verse 20. Let's talk about Zor. Verse 24. Okay, verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Brimstone and fire out of meteorites. It's literally what happened. Big meteorites coming down and raining upon Sodom and Gomorrah, destroying everything. Okay? And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. Now, earlier I emphasized, it said in verse 17, look not behind thee. This is the reason. Verse 26, but his wife, this is Lot's wife, looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. His wife died because she did not follow instructions. They told them to not look back. She looked back, and she turned to a pillar of salt. A pillar of salt is like rock. It's literally what it is. She died because she didn't follow instruction. And in a sense, you could say she didn't have faith in the Lord. But also, if I could real quick, why did she look back? Just a question for the class. If anybody who's watching who wants to comment, let me see. Certain amount of time before we come back to the earth in a new body.
Oh, that's a question.
She's asking about.
I was gonna wait.
Are you gonna wait? Okay, we'll get to your question soon, sis.
Is it sis? Or-
As it Salakia. I didn't look at the name. I got confused with the names. Shakar.
Shabar. I don't think that's a sister.
Shabar. I think that's a brother. Salakia,
Yeah,
brother. During regeneration. Oh, okay. He's asking about reincarnation. There is a scripture for that, actually.
Right.
We'll get that for you. Okay, so the sister said her family. Okay. Well, what about you? Why do you think she looked back?
Look at it.
Okay. Let me see. So we got her family.
Her family. I mean, her
Okay.
family was with her, right? Oh
Her
no,
her
no.
daughters.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, her
daughters
daughters
were
were
with
still
her.
there. Yeah, her daughters and her sons-in-laws were
Yeah.
still there.
I'm not gonna give it away just yet. I'm gonna let some people answer first. Why did Lot's wife look back at Sodom and Gomorrah? Because that was a wicked place, by the way. Wicked is all hell. I mean, you could shoot. I mean, North America. I mean, they following in the steps of Sodom and Gomorrah to this day. Now we got now. I mean, it's so bad that like it's not even if a man likes a man or a woman likes a woman anymore. Now you got transgenders. You got I seen. Oh my goodness, Salakia. I seen something where it was a transgender man, right? Like this is a man turning himself into a woman, and he wanted to get a womb transplant because he wants to have a baby like a woman. How destroyed you gotta be for that, man? If that ain't wicked, I don't know what is. Like, it's one thing for let me see, and she was also okay. So the sister said she was also wicked. Probably, you're like really close. You're really close. Like you right on the money with it. So if I could just to elaborate what you said. So in a sense, yes, we read in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, be not conformed to this world. His wife looked back because deep down, she liked Sodom and Gomorrah. She missed it. That's why she looked back. Because realistically, like, okay, there's going to be a time when this place is going to get destroyed. Now, if some angels come by, let's see, she looked back because she didn't want to leave, meaning she still had the spirit in Sodom, Most High in Christ. Who's that, bro? Bakar? Most High in Christ. No, that's definitely what it is. His spirit was still there.
If I may too, like,
Go ahead.
I mean, the women in the world you see today, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what woman is want to, what if a woman had a choice, what woman is going to want to have to turn away from being able to have authority over a household, authority over a man, authority over, you know what I'm saying? The opportunity to be able to excel because she looks the par. You know what I'm saying? Like, what woman is going to want to turn away from that? Women, like, a woman's mindset is that she wants to have that power and authority as far as the wickedness she battles. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think like that was also probably the norm at that time period too. Because look at what's happening today. Now that women are over the black man. I mean, black women are over the black man in this society. So look what's happening today. Little boys are growing up to be feminine and homosexuals and you know what I mean, emasculated and all that stuff like that because you know what I mean they're run by a masculine woman. You know what I'm saying? They're raised by a masculine woman. So you gotta think about, you gotta make this into a reality. Everything that you read in the Bible, make it into a reality because it actually happened. So you gotta think about it like she did turn back. She turned back because she was leaving something that, you know what I mean, gave her for her thoughts, gave her freedom. You know what I'm saying? But if Salakia.
No, everything everybody was saying right now is 100% correct. You know, the sister said, what did the sister say? The sister said she was also wicked, probably. And then the brother said, Salakia, she looked back because. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Salakia. My eyes are bad. She looked back because she didn't want to leave, meaning she still had her spirit in Sodom. Right. So if I could, real quick, because both of you are correct, if I could, real quick, there's going to be a time where destruction is going to come upon this land. So this is my question for everybody. If angels come by and tell you don't look back at America or you're going to be destroyed too, are you going to look back? I pray you don't. We'll see. Look, we don't know when Christ is coming back, but we know Christ is coming back. And there might be a situation like that. I don't know. I can't tell you that. But there might be a situation where you might get instructed, do not look back, or do this way, or build this a certain way. Like with Noah. Noah had to build the ark a certain way. Now imagine if Noah didn't hearken unto the Lord's voice. Imagine if he didn't have faith in the Lord. Noah would have been swept up with everybody else. You get my point? If Lot didn't hearken onto what the angels were telling him, he would have been destroyed. But look what happened when his wife didn't listen to him, she got destroyed. What happened to his sons-in-laws and his daughters that were married to his sons-in-laws? What happened when they didn't listen to him? They burned with Sodom and Gomorrah. When you don't listen to the Most High, you die, either physically or spiritually, which eventually leads to physically. You get my point?
Right.
So you got to understand. It's like sister said she wanted to see what she was leaving behind. In a sense, yes. But the thing is, okay, this is what you got to look at it like.
She
Why-
knew she was leaving me behind.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like the thing is, who
Kids
like
are back there.
yeah, it's like, but the thing is like, who cares though? Like like the evil and the wickedness that we just read what they were about to do to Lot, right? They saw the angels come down and they saw them as handsome men. They like, oh yeah, we need them. They tried to bust down Lot's door. They tried to attack Lot, okay, to the point that the angels had to smite them with blindness to give them a chance to get up out of there. You get my point? That is like, imagine you in your house. Imagine you in the house with your family, and it's just a multitude of people swarming your house. It could be men or women. This is the last time because she really didn't want to leave. She didn't want to leave. She didn't want to leave.
Right.
That was the problem. But why wouldn't you want to leave? Why would you want to dwell in a place like Sodom and Gomorrah? If somebody trying to bust down my house, and you like, that's like me inviting some brothers over, and then a whole bunch of LGBTQ members coming by, like, oh, them some fine looking men. Like, we want to get to know them, and I'm like, oh no,
It's
you ain't
possible.
coming in here.
It's possible.
Like, the thing is, that's not too far fetched. That's not like this. Some of these things do happen. You get my
Right.
point? And I'm telling them no, and they tried to break into my house to assault my brothers, to assault me, my family. And you think I want to live in a place like that? If somebody told me like, yeah, we about to burn all this down. Okay, con, I don't want con. I'm out. I'm hitting the feet. I'm grabbing my family, friends, whoever with me. I pray you listen to me when I say get the hell up out of here. Because if you choose to turn back like, oh, I forgot that. Nah. Think about it. Okay. You know how firefighters tell you if the house is burning, you gotta leave the house, right? But let's say you forgot, I don't know, let's say you forgot your PS5 in there. You gonna run back into a burning building for your PS5? I know it's expensive, but you can get a new one, brother. All right, it'll be all right. Leave the PS5. You could live without it. But see, Lot's wife couldn't live without Sodom and Gomorrah because her spirit was still in there. So she burned with it. Turned to a pillar of salt. You get my point?
That's the thing too. Like, you know what I mean? You can't save everybody. You know what I mean? During this time period right now, you kind of got to focus on, I mean, you saving you. You know what I mean? Like all you can do is spread the message and give people this truth, and that's it. You can't force people. You can't shake them to want to follow. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of issues that we have today. Like we want to, I mean, we love people so much in the world. Like we want to just hang them upside down by their ankles and just, you know what I mean, listen to what I'm telling you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it don't happen like that. You know what I mean? It's going to be some people you got to leave behind because they're not going to want to grow with you. They're not going to want to listen to what you're saying. You know what I mean? But you got to keep your faith up. You got to keep your destiny up as far as being a chosen few to follow. You know what I mean? This truth. You know what I'm saying? So you can't bring people with you. You can't drag them along with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
What's that saying? You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
yeah, right. Exactly.
And if I could, real quick, before we close the class, I'm gonna bring up one more precept, like to kind of go off what you were just saying too. That's heavy. So this is the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 60. Yahushua said unto him, actually, you know what? Actually, I'm debating if I want to go up a little more. He said, okay. Yeah, verse 60 is fine. Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury the dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God. Now, dead doesn't always mean physically. It could mean spiritually. There are plenty of brothers and sisters who don't want to listen to the Most High. They don't. In the time of Moses, what happened? Moses was leading brothers and sisters out of Egypt in the wilderness, and what were we doing? Complaining. Oh, I'd rather be back in Egypt. My feet hurt. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Slaga, you know how niggas do. Slaga. Like Slaga, you know how we do. And and what happened? It got to a point where that the Most High got so frustrated with us that he was going to get rid of us and make a new nation strictly out of Moses's lineage. That's how deep it got. Okay. But Moses, being the brother that he was from the tribe of Levi, the so-called Haitians today, he told the Most High, or Salakia, he asked the Most High to have mercy upon us, right? Even though we were being disobedient, right? But sometimes you're gonna have those situations where, like you said, you can't save everybody. Lot was trying to save. Lot was trying to save his wife.
Right.
He tried to save his daughters. He tried to save his sons-in-law. He tried to save his daughters. He tried to, and some of them didn't listen. The wife didn't listen. Sis says she was a whore. She probably was. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, you can't.
I don't know.
You can't predict that.
I don't know.
She was following her husband. She
was.
You know what I mean? She was leaving her home.
Yeah.
She wanted to take her home with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she was.
I wasn't a whore though.
Yeah, she. I mean, who knows? I don't know. It doesn't say, so I can't confirm or deny that
Exactly, yeah,
statement.
yeah.
So, but we can say this: that her spirit was with Sodom and Gomorrah. She didn't want to leave it behind, and it could have been friends and family. It could have been the lifestyle. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't say. Maybe they were living pretty well. But the thing is, it was wickedness in that land, man.
Right.
There was wickedness. The sons-in-law didn't listen to him, and Lot had to make a choice. Lot could have stayed. Lot could have been like, "No, but I love my family. You know, I can't leave them." He could have did that,
right?
But he hearkened onto the Lord's voice, and he did what he had to do.
And he take everybody with him.
Couldn't take everybody with him. Same thing with Noah. Noah couldn't take everybody with him. He had to follow instruction. The Lord gave him certain instructions that what he had to follow, and he followed every single one of them diligently. He was able to save some, but he wasn't able to save all because he knew what was going to happen. Right. He knew that the earth was going to be flooded for 40 days and 40 nights. The Lord was going to destroy all that. Lot knew that fire and brimstone was going to rain. Not specifically fire and brimstone. He didn't know that what exactly was going to happen at that point, but he did know that the Lord was going to destroy those cities. He did know that.
Right.
And they had choices to either obey or disobey. And at that time period, they chose to obey. And they got to live. Okay, so now you got a choice. Your choice is, are you going to have faith in the Most High or not? Because you got two choices. You can't be half and half. Either you're all in or you're all out. So either you're gonna change your ways, you're gonna put them cigarettes down, you're gonna put that weed down, you're gonna stop feeling sorry for yourself. You know, you might have to, you might have to turn your back on some people in the world. Just like how Lot did. Okay, he warned them. They didn't want to listen. Oh, all right. Sucks to suck, I guess. And it probably hurt Lot, like, damn, like they all dead. But it says right here in the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 60, Yahushua said unto him, "Let the dead bury the dead." Sometimes you just gotta let them go.
Right.
And that's hard to do sometimes. It's real hard to do. But sometimes it's necessary. Okay. You'll see who really wants to follow the Most High and who doesn't. Right. And these brothers right here, or these men right here, they got to see that at that time period. So like, that's all I got. You got anything before we close class?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, so we got, having faith in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot for Noah, especially being the only one, in the world doing what he was doing at that time period. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot to be diligent and to show, righteousness in a time period where no one else is being righteous. You know what I'm saying? So it takes faith. You know what I'm saying? It takes like what we do. It seems like it's uncommon and it's unpopular because no one else is doing it. No one else wants to serve God wholeheartedly. Everybody wants to just feel like, oh yeah, God is with me, but I can still do whatever I want. I can still smoke cigarettes. I can still have sex with who I want to. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, God still loves me. All I gotta do is pray and say thank you. You know what I mean? And He's still gonna be with me. Like, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want that mindset? You know what I mean? As far as being in the world, who wouldn't want to God to love you so easily? You know what I'm saying? Us being in this truth, knowing that we serving the Most High is not as easy as it looks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not. It's things that go on behind closed doors that you got to deal with in your own time. You know what I'm saying? And people are not going to be there to help you out. You're going to have to deal with it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as, you know what I mean, Noah had to deal with building the ark on his own. You know what I mean? He built the whole damn ark. You know what I mean? But I mean, he had his sons to help him, but still, like, you know what I mean? You'll have those chosen few. Like we still got our brotherhood and everything like that. But you know what I'm saying? You got your chosen few. You're doing it alone. You're alone on your walk. You have to keep your faith alone. You have to get tested alone. You know what I'm saying? So Noah, who else did we get on? We got on Lot. You know what I mean? Lot had to leave daughters behind. You know what I'm saying? He left daughters. Like, me knowing how I feel about my daughter, like, you know, that's not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, everybody's not going to follow what we do. Everybody's not going to follow the signs and the warnings. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta. It's up for you to stay diligent. It's up for you to keep faith. You know what I'm saying? And know exactly what you're doing is right. Because a lot of people are not going to take this walk with you. I mean, it might be your mama. It might be, you know what I mean, your spouses. It might be your father, your kids. It might be a lot of people. But at the end of the day, as long as you staying diligent and you don't ever turn your back from the Most High, you know what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? As far as keeping the faith. Because when you walking, trust me, I mean, you're going to walk a road. God dang. When you carrying that cross, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Some things, I mean, hey, but at the end of the day, it makes you a stronger person. It makes you a better person. And it gets rid of all those worldly things that could hinder you and make you weak. You know what I'm saying? So those things might be personal. They might be close to you. They might be right in front of you. But those things, some things just have to be gone. You know what I mean? Some things can't be in your face when you walk in this world. Because what you want in front of you is you want it to all just be righteous. You want to have an easy, breezy walk through these trials and through this fire. You want to have an easy, breezy walk, and you can't bring people that are in the world trying to drag them along with you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some people are just going to want to do what they want to do. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Be like Noah. You know what I mean? Be what is it called? A lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? Be a vigilante. You know what I'm saying? Do you have your faith and have your diligency yourself. Don't worry about anybody else having it with you, because you trying to bring people along and drag people along with you is going to push them further from this. You know what I'm saying? You have to be an example of what happens when you follow the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you sit over here and you try to tell people, oh yeah, well, I know about this and I know about that, and this is the truth of the Bible, and whoop whoop, and you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be displeased with it, because all they know is Christianity. All they know is Catholic doctrine. All they know is Islam doctrine. They don't know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So you're pushing them further away by trying to force feed them knowledge that they're not willing to take. You know what I'm saying? You need to develop your own knowledge. You need to be your lifestyle needs to be an example of, okay, I'm going through this, but I'm able to get through it because, you know what I mean, the Most High is on my side. The Most High is walking with me through this whole situation. So make more so walk in faith and not just, you know what I mean, talk about it. Don't just be a talker. Don't just be a person who just keep posting stuff online and then behind closed doors, you know what I mean, you go on some wicked stuff. You know what I'm saying? You doing some worldly things. Like, don't just be a talker. You need to walk through it. You know what I mean? Be a person of action. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than just what you say. It's how you live. It's how you react to certain situations that happen to you. You know what I mean? And some things is going to be uncomfortable. Some things is going to be, you I mean, but at the end of the day, if the Lord walking with you, you know what I mean, what is there to fear? Nothing to fear. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No weapon is going to kill you. You still going to be on this earth. You still going to be, you're, regardless of how bad your situation look, you still going to be able to walk. You know what I mean? And you're still going to be able to breathe. So, you know what I mean? Faith is real deep, because it's just like, I mean, the enemy, our enemies don't want us to see any possibility of, you know what I mean, what could be for us getting the salvation we need. Our enemy doesn't want to see that. You know what I mean? Our enemies want to see us low in poverty and struggling and with no hope and no faith. You know what I'm saying? Self-medicating. That's how our enemy wants to see us. So it's our job, you know what I'm saying? It's our job to keep that faith and always know, you know what I mean, regardless of whatever circumstances you going through, the Lord, the Most High gonna be with you regardless. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna die through this situation. You're not going, regardless of how evil it may seem, you're not gonna die. And then not just that, you're gonna be uplifted and you're gonna gain 10 times over. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I pretty much got on it.
That's heavy. If I could, right before we close the class, this will be the last precept I'm going to bring out. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 37, to tie in what we were talking about. And this is Yahushua speaking right here, too. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter, just like how we talked about a lot, more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. This is Yahushua speaking right here. Like, if you love, and I know that's hard for some people, and I get it, but he's telling you, like, if you love, like, let's say you got like a biological brother in the world, right? That's your brother, right? This is Yahushua speaking right now, and you follow the truth. You know, you changed your life. You follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You serve the Lord. You righteous. You could be a young man. You could be a trooper. You could be an officer. Slide it to the men above me, captain, general. You might be a sister, whatever. It don't matter. You changing your life, and it might be that family member that's like, but I don't want you to do that. Da, da, da. If you choose them, this is hard for some people. If you choose them over Christ, this is Christ, the man that lived his life perfectly and died. The Most High took his favorite as an example, just to show us, to give us some mercy, right? If you choose your worldly brother or worldly son or daughter or whatever over Christ, then you don't really love Christ. And you're not really showing yourself worthy enough to follow him, because you're showing that you were able to compromise. If your daughter or your son come by and they're like, oh, but daddy, I don't want you to da da da, but you really got to do it, but you choose to, okay, I'm gonna do what my kids tell me to do. You don't really love Christ. If you don't really love Christ, you really don't love the world. It might be, I know for some brothers, it might be an instance in the world. It might be a sister that you're interested in or whatever, and she don't want you to be in the truth, but she bad though. She bad, she look good. She's promising you all these things, but she wants you to leave the truth, or she wants you to compromise the truth, to bend a little and stuff. Christ didn't compromise. Christ followed through and endured to the end. And you might just have to let that sister go. It is what it is. You got to be diligent. But Salakia, that's all I got for that. And I just want to say Tawada for everybody that was tuning in. I know somebody had a question about the reincarnation, Salakia. For the sake of time, I want to make sure I give you a thorough answer. So if you're able to tune in next class, I'll make sure that we get that precept for you, because there definitely is a precept for that about the reincarnation.
Reincarnation of what?
Somebody had a question about. You might have to scroll up a little bit.
Let me see.
Scroll up. I believe it was a brother that asked the question.
What did he say?
Keep going.
Oh yeah, that question. Oh yeah, Salakia. It's right here, right? Yeah, during reincarnation,
is there a certain amount of time? If you know it.
During reincarnation, Salakia, I can't really see it. During reincarnation, is there a certain amount of time before we come back to the earth in a new body? Yeah, it's the fourth generation. Fourth generation. I gotta get that damn precept too. But yeah, it's I mean, honestly, you really, I mean, it's supposed to be the fourth generation, but honestly, it's not really in our hands on, you know what I mean, when we do come back. It's not like, okay, we got an exact moment of when we come back. Like, all that matters is that we're guaranteed to come back. You know what I mean? Depending on how you lived your life, because even right now in this time period, there's still people in the days of, you know what I mean, in the days of Noah that are being are. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, all right. Shalom, Lord Christ. I mean, it's still people in the days of Noah still with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That were so wicked that they, you know what I mean, they couldn't even get a chance to come back. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, you know what I mean, it's the fourth generation. I can get that precept. Matter of fact, let me just check it in my notes right now and make sure. But it's definitely the fourth. It's definitely the fourth generation for sure. At least the fourth generation. I'm not saying that you going for sure come back in the fourth. Some people, I mean, you never know. I mean, it's really up to the Most High when He wants you back. I mean, but I mean, you can't really call it because some people they haven't even been able to come back. You know what I'm saying? They haven't even been able to come back because they lived so wickedly that, you know what I mean, their spirits are still amongst the Most High being tormented right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they were so wicked. So yeah, yeah, it's whenever the Lord decides. So I mean, you never know. Like, I mean, you don't know. You don't know. I mean, honestly, it's not even really important. You know what I mean? The importancy is for you to keep coming back to the Most High, regardless of whenever you come back. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep coming. You got to keep bringing your spirit back to the Most High. And if you a prophet, you're gonna be a prophet forever. You know what I'm saying? If you're a prophet to the Most High, you're gonna be a prophet forever. But you know what I mean? In order to be a prophet, you got to be in the body, honestly. So you know what I mean? That is not really something that should be a concern as far as when you'll come back, because you don't want to be like, okay, you know what I mean, you write it down, you jot it down, okay, my son is gonna have a son, and my son, the other son, and when that son has a son, that's gonna be me. You trying to capture when you're gonna be back and stuff like that. Like you trying to, nah, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do is just you know what I mean, just be diligent. You know what I'm saying? Just be diligent, and regardless of whatever your lifestyle is, or you on the earth breathing right now. So really, you know what I mean, do what you got to do right now, and that's all that matters. You never know. You might die and come back in the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like you might come back in the second generation, but Lord allowed it. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, you wanna be that you wanna be that example of what it is to live righteously, regardless of whenever you come back, whenever you live your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you get back on this earth or whatever, be a freaking warrior, and be a vessel that serves the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's our whole meaning of life, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is just a privilege. You know what I'm saying? From there, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we got one job title. You know what I'm saying? We got to serve the Most High, most definitely. We got to, and our job title at this moment right now, in this day and age, we need to wake up our people. You know what I'm saying? We need to wake them up as soon as possible, because this place is crumbling, and it's crumbling to the point where it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna want to see have to perish like Lot had to see. You know what I mean? So it's up for you to be that example, and you to live righteously, to wake them people up now. You know what I'm saying? Let them see your lifestyle. Let them see, like, damn, like he went through all that, or she went through all that.
Right.
And still to this day, they still serve the Most High. Like, after all that, like, what are you into? What are you doing? Because I can't even stomp my foot on the corner of a bed without cursing the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
you know what I'm saying? But you going through all this, you enduring all this pain, and you still walking with your shoulders held up high, your chin all the way straight, and you still attending your classes, still reading, studying your book. You still, you know what I mean, checking in with your camps. Like, you still doing all this, and you've been through all that. Like, god dang, like, what is you into? Because I'm trying to be that strong too. Because whatever I'm into, like, people ain't doing that. They're not doing that. And that's up for us to set that example. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, I'm over here going
No,
on.
you too up. Just want to say the water for everybody that was tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, we're going to end the class. So with that,
Let me get a little bit extra on that toast because I'm feeling a little bit parched over here.
with that, Amijam, just me and the brother up here.
La Yasharala.
Men of Israel, gird up thy loins, prepare to salute the Torah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Barak Yah.
Yah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Imagine upon Yah Hakwadam, which means to stand and face the east. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered. And with that, we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak with Ka. Taba'ah. Watazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Latanyanawa. Hakam. Call. Yawam. Masalaknawa. Kabawathnawa. Kasalagnawa. Wathinawa. Wala'ah. Tabayanawa, Parasaiwan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wala'ala, Watapara, Awalanyam, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'Shem. Yahweh Shai.
Babakashah. Latanyanawa. Hakat. Lapa'ah. Call. Makalak. Wakal. Madawat. Hakat. Matzahar. Ha. Matazarayim. Hakat. La'akwayim. Hamathiam. Hakat. I'll Rakawat Hatama Allah Lagarasham Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai the water Aman Hakak the power in the English Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai please give us the power the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease the power to cleanse the lepers the power to raise the dead the power against unclean spirits to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai thank you so be it
blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wama Yaka Allah. Wa'alahayam. Matazab Ya'ab. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawap.
So like it. Ha Alawapim.
Hasarunyam.
Hasarunyam,
Hakwatazayoyim.
Hakwatazayoyim,
Hakayayoyim.
Hakayayoyim,
Waha Akwathim.
Wagwathim,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bahashim.
Ba'asham,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
The water.
the water,
Aman.
Aman. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Michael,
And Michael.
and the
And
angels.
the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan,
Commanding General Yohanan.
the generals,
The general.
the captains,
The captains.
the officers,
The officers.
the troopers,
The troopers.
and the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew.
Oh, you good. You good.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah,
Ayunya.
Yimya,
All.
All,
Ahoyim.
Ahayim,
Mayan.
Mayan,
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Ma'aim.
Ma'aim,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Shemayim.
Shemayim,
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah,
Ayathan.
Ayathan,
Lamawat.
Lamawat,
Regalka.
Regalka,
All.
All,
Yanawam.
Yawam,
Shemorka.
Shemorka,
Hana.
Hana,
La'ah.
La'ah,
Yanawam.
Yagwam,
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah,
Yayashon.
Yayasham,
Shamar.
Shamar,
Yasharala.
Yasharala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shemorka.
Shemorka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Tazalka.
Tazalka,
Yad.
Ayat,
Yamyamka.
Yanyuka,
Yawamam.
Yanyawam,
Hashamash.
Hashamash,
La'ah.
La'ah,
Yakaka.
Yakaka,
Wayarach.
Raarath,
Walayala.
Wala'ala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamorka.
Yashamarka,
Makal.
Makal,
Rai.
Rai,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Athnapashka.
Atnapashka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Taza'ath.
Taza'atka,
Wabawa'athka.
Wabawa'atka,
Maitha.
Maitha,
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai,
Iwulam.
Awulam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills,
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
from whence cometh my help.
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by
The
night.
Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve
from
thee
all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time
from
forth
this time
and
forth,
even forevermore.
even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim,
All.
Damiyah,
Lamiyah. Lakah.
Lakah,
All. Dakarash.
Dakarash,
Wa'al.
Wa'al,
Dashakwat.
Dashakwat,
All. Kaya.
Kaya,
Hana.
Hana,
Awayibika.
Yibika,
Yahama.
Yama,
Yawan.
Yawam,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
I'll.
Al,
Imaka.
Amaka,
Ya'ayam.
Ya'imwa,
Sawada.
Sawada,
Waita.
Waitha,
Daitazawa.
Yatazawa,
I'll.
Al,
Tazapawanyaka.
Tizapawanyaka,
Amorwa.
Armawa,
Lakawa.
Lakawa,
Wanakakida.
Warakakadam,
Magoya.
Magalia,
Wala'a.
Wala'a,
Yazakor.
Yazakar,
Shum.
Sham,
Yasharala.
Yasharala,
Iwada.
Iwada,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Itazawa.
Atazawa,
Laba.
Laba,
Yakab.
Yakabwa,
Al Yakab.
Ayakad,
Maryath.
Yayath,
Yakarath.
Yakarwathwa,
Ahalya.
Ahaya,
Adawam.
Adawam,
Wa.
Wa,
Yashamai.
Yashamai,
Alayam.
Alayam,
Mawa Abba.
Mawa'aba,
Wahagoria.
Wagaryam,
Gabal.
Gabal,
Wayamawan.
Wayamam,
Wayamalak.
Wamalak,
Shah.
Halashath,
Am Yashab.
Am Yashabia,
Tazawar.
Tazawar,
Gum.
Gum,
Ashawar.
Ashawar,
Nalawa.
Nalawa,
Imam.
Imam,
Hayawa.
Hawa,
Zarawai.
Zarawai,
Labanya.
Labanya,
Lawat.
Lawat,
Salah.
Salah,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Lahum.
Laham,
Kamadya.
Kamadyam,
Kasaya.
Kasaya,
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah,
Kayabyam.
Kayabyam,
Manakal.
Banakal,
Payashwan.
Piyashwam,
Nashabawa.
Nishabawa,
Bayan.
Bayan,
Dara.
Daira,
Hayawa.
Hayawa,
Daman.
Daman,
La'ah.
La'a,
Dama.
Dama,
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa,
Nada.
Nada,
Yatmawa.
Yagawa,
Kairab.
Karab,
Because of Abba.
Wakaza'aba,
Because of Ba.
Wakazabak,
Wakatazol.
Wakatazal,
Manai.
Manai,
Kal.
Kal,
Nasayakama.
Nasayakama,
Ashar.
Shar,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Niarasha.
Narasha,
Lanawa.
Nawa,
Af.
Af,
Nawa.
Nawa,
Alahayim.
Alahayam,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa,
Kagogla.
Kagogam,
Kakwash.
Kakwash,
Lapunya.
Lapanya,
Slakia. Rabaka.
Rabaka,
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash,
Tabaira.
Tabaira,
Ya'ira.
Ya'ira,
Wa.
Wa,
Kalahaba.
Kalaba,
Talahat.
Ta'at,
Haryam.
Hayam,
Kun.
Kan,
Taradatma.
Tawadatma,
Basa'iraka,
Basa'iraka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapaka,
Tabahalam,
Tabalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyahum,
Palaham,
Qualawan,
Palawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Wakwashwa,
Wakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shumka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Bahawa,
Adyai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kapawa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Daiwa,
Dayawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ada,
Atha,
Shamka,
Shumka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Ayawan,
Adawam,
Al,
Al,
Call,
Call,
Haratza.
Haratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo,
thine
thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted
And consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of
That
Israel
the name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites
Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the
and
Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
the Baal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
and the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Sora also was joined with
They
them.
have hope in the children of
They
Lot.
have hope in the children of
Salah.
Lot. Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of
which
Kison,
perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zaid.
like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all their princes as Abba
and as
and
Almunah,
as Almunah,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to
let us
ourselves
take to ourselves
the houses of God in
the
possession.
house of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the
as
wind,
a stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a
as
wood,
the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame set the mountains on
as
fire.
the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy
with
tempest,
thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy
that they
name.
may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and
and
perish,
perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Good.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, the water fraternity.